The kipping handstand push-up. Before we attempt to do a kipping handstand push-up, we recommend that you have at least one strict handstand push-up to the floor to show you have the foundational strength to make sure you're not putting unnecessary stress on your neck. Step one is making sure we have the perfect hand and head positioning. We want to create a tripod, so both hands and one head in the tripod position. Once we have the tripod position, we will see if we can balance on our hands and our head in the headstand. In this position, we're looking at constant tension through our shoulders and our lats and using our head as a balance point, not as a support point. The reason we use the headstand first is establish our start position. Once we've established the start position, then we learn the finish position. The finish position is just a regular handstand against the wall, bum does not touch wall. In the finish position, we want our feet nice and close together at the top of the wall. We're a nice straight body and having constant tension from heel to our hands, so our body is nice and long. So now we've established those two positions, we're going to try and see if we can go from our handstand into the wall, lower ourselves down and be in a somewhat similar position to the tripod we established in our headstand. If we can get into the position safely, where we're not putting excessive pressure on our neck, then we can think about doing the remainder of the handstand push-up. Alright, the next steps are, once our head is resting on the floor, we're then going to put our bum against the wall and slowly lower our knees down to our elbows to mimic this headstand position. Just reinforcing that when I'm at the bottom of that position, I'm balancing through my head, but I'm not resting on my head. All the tension is still through my shoulders. Once we're comfortable in a headstand against the wall, it's time to learn the hip extension, which is going to give us momentum to propel ourselves upwards. The reason we use hip extension is to try and save our arms so they don't have to do as much work, which means we can do more sets, or if we're not as strong, we can get our first handstand push-up. So hip extension gives us power. If I do an air squat where I don't complete my hips, I don't have much power. Where if I fully extend my hips, I can transfer energy. Once we understand the concept of hip extension, then we want to talk about timing. I only want to use my arms once I've used all of my hips. So similar to a push press, I'm going to drive up and extend my hips. Once my hips have extended, then I'll press my arms. Now we've learnt perfect positioning, we've learnt perfect timing, then let's put it all together and try and do a kipping handstand push-up. As a summary, we kick up into a perfect handstand against the wall, we then go head to floor, bum to wall, knees gradually to elbows, then we're going to drive our feet to create hip extension. As soon as our hips extend, I'm then going to press simultaneously, and that'll hopefully bring me to the top of our handstand, which is a completed handstand push-up.